Hello. Just wanted to touch base with everyone this week in our weekly update at the Bridge Church just to get information into the hands of our members and attenders about what's going on at the church, since we don't get to see each other as much as we usually would, nor do we have bulletins or e-newsletters going out. So we wanted to just take as many opportunities as we can just to get information out there so that you know what's happening here at the Bridge. I just want to start by saying I hope and pray that everyone watching this video is well during this time, that you have maintained your sanity, if anything else, during this quarantine, and that you are healthy and that you have a job. Right now is a difficult time, obviously, and our church has not remained untouched from this. Just be in prayer for our members. We do have some that have been diagnosed with the coronavirus within the last week or so. We do have many who have either lost their job or have had hours cut back or their job roles changed in some capacity, which is causing them some economic distress. And so we have all of that happening within our body. And let me just start by encouraging you, if you know anyone that is struggling in those ways, you know them personally, I encourage you to reach out to them. Give them a text, a phone call, a FaceTime, something just to uplift them, encourage them, and maybe share God's word with them during this time, and continue to do what the church does, which is be the body of Jesus Christ. And so I'm thankful for that in our body, and I'm thankful to see that. I just wanted to touch base on a few things just so that you guys know what we're doing here at the church. Obviously, you saw from this last Sunday, our weekly worship services are just a little bit different than they usually are, which is kind of sad, frankly. I'm thankful for technology. I'm glad we're able to provide online services, but they are not the same. And I'm already feeling the loss of not being able to gather with you weekly, and I know you are as well. But until we're able to again, we're going to continue to produce our Sunday morning worship services. We're going to be recording those on Saturday and then publishing them on our YouTube page and with a link on Facebook every Sunday morning. So I want to encourage you just to be looking for that on social media so that you can join in with us. Go on to YouTube, subscribe to the Bridge Church on YouTube, and you'll get a notification there as well when it's downloaded. We are also trying to email everyone the link to it just so everybody knows where to go and knows how to get there. One thing I would like to say about that worship service that's now digital, I encourage you and your family to maybe do something along the lines. We tried in my home this Sunday to treat it as if it were going to the building to worship. We put it on our TV screen in the living room, and we gathered together as a family and watched it. It wasn't exactly 10 o'clock, but it was close. And we did what we could to simulate us just gathering together. And I encourage you to do that as well as a family, just to maintain the habit of worshiping on Sunday together. The second thing I would say about it is I encourage you to go to the description page on the YouTube site. Underneath the title and in the description area on YouTube, there are discussion questions which relate back to the text that I would have preached on in that message. And you can walk through those either individually or walk through them with your family. I just encourage you to do that. We're going to tweak those a little bit this week and make it a little bit better, I hope. But just look through those questions and spend some time as a family just reflecting on those. I hope they're a good resource for you as you continue to disciple one another outside of the building. So I encourage you again to look into that. There are a few other things I'd like to just pass along to you, one of which is mentioned on Sunday at the end of the worship service, that our women's conference that was originally scheduled for April the 25th has been postponed. It has not been canceled since it was an event that we ourselves were putting together, and we weren't relying on any outside groups, organizations, or speakers or anything like that. We're just able to kind of kick the can down the road a little bit. So we will still have the women's conference. More than likely it's going to be sometime in the fall is what it's looking like, assuming everything returns back to some sense of normalcy by then. We intend to still have that women's conference. And so keep praying for that. Now, here's what I want to say to you. If you registered for that conference, and we had quite a few that had already pre-registered, if you had and you want to have a refund of your registration fee, we completely understand because of the economic times that we're in. And if that is you and you want that money back, you're more than welcome to reach out. I will put her email address here on the screen, but reach out to my wife, Angela. She was heading that up with the team, the women's conference, with a team of ladies. Reach out to her and just ask for that refund, and we'll be processing those and giving those back out to those of you who wish to receive them back. If not, it's fine. You can keep it there. Your registration will still be good for the fall or whenever we're able to eventually have that conference. You'll be paid up and ready to go. So you can do either one of those two things. It's up to you. But just again, let us know if you would like that refund back. Another thing I would like to just pass along and make sure everybody's aware of, many of our small groups have converted over to still trying to meet together via digital avenues, mainly Zoom. Many of our groups have moved over to that and have started trying to have Zoom meetings. And so I wanted to encourage you, if you were already involved in any of those groups and you weren't aware that they were moving to that, please check out our Facebook page. We're trying to post as many of those links to the Zoom meetings on our Facebook page as possible. And while I'm saying that, let me also say to the group leaders, please send us at the church, send myself or Nancy or any of us the link to your Zoom meeting so that we can publish it and everybody in your group can see that on our Facebook page. And let us know about that. But right now, I know this last week, our Bridge kids, they met on Sunday afternoon via Zoom. Our men's group led by Charlie Hurt met Sunday morning on Zoom. The Cassida Connect group met Sunday morning on Zoom. The Bridge Young Adults met Sunday evening on Zoom. And we have a women's Bible study on Monday nights, which is meeting on Zoom. So all of those are still going on. And if you want to be a part of them, if you have, or if you want to be connected, be looking for those links because they're going to be posted on our social media and you can jump on any of those meetings that you feel led to do so. That being said, we also have included a weekly opportunity for us all to gather as a church as best we can again on Zoom. We're hosting a weekly prayer and fellowship meeting on 6 o'clock on Wednesday nights. So you're invited at 6 o'clock on Wednesday nights to our weekly prayer and fellowship meeting on Zoom. That link will also be posted on our Facebook page and will be emailed out in advance to everybody in the church that we have an email address for. And if we don't have an email address for you, please let us know. If you're not getting any of these emails, please shoot us that address so we can add you to the mailing list. Lastly, as far as announcements go, I just want to remind you that we do have a COVID care team. It's been headed up by Tanya Hurt, who's our ministry leader here at the Bridge Church. It's a team of folks that are actively seeking out people that we can minister to during this time that's in our body that have either they're because of their age or because of their health or because of where they are in life in that moment that need some help, that maybe they need groceries, maybe they need something done for them, an errand run or whatever it might be. This COVID care team has taken it upon themselves to start reaching out to those individuals and trying to find ways to minister to those. And so the announcement goes two ways. First of all, if you're interested in serving on that team, there will be Tanya's email address at the bottom of the screen right now that you can write down, and you can just email her and she will add you to the team and put you to work helping with that. Secondly, if you know someone who needs some help and needs somebody to reach out to them and come alongside them during this time, I also encourage you to reach out to Tanya as well and let her know who that is so that we might be able to respond to that well. So that's all the announcements I have for this week. But I did want to just close with a piece of scripture that God laid on my heart this morning as I was reading in my time out of Psalms 121, verses 1 and 2. In those verses, the writer says, I lift up my eyes to the hills. From where does my help come? And then he answers, my help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. And I hope and pray that an encouragement to all of our believers today is that no matter what valley we may find ourselves in, no matter how dark our season might be, that we might look up to the hills and we might see where our help does come from, and that we may be reminded that our help always comes from the Lord. And the Lord is the one who made heaven and earth and everything in it and everything that exists, whether it be ourselves, whether it be the material things of this world, but the coronavirus, anything that exists still exists under the rule and reign of God Himself. And we trust in Him during this time, and we believe that He has His glory in mind, which will be for our good during this season. So I just want to encourage you with those words. And until next time we're able to get together, know that we're praying for you and know that we love you and that we care. And you can always reach out here at the Bridge Church if you need us in any capacity. Until next time, God bless.